Hey everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to Heroverse Gaming. And guys, we have some new footage for Marvel Spider-Man 2. We got some gameplay reactions from certain content creators that got to play the game a couple of days ago. Kind of the embargo lifts for that for the content creators that got to see and got to play the demo. Not only that, but IGN actually released I think it's some gameplay footage that I'm pretty sure it's the same footage that they got to play from the demo, these content creators. Not even that, maybe it's just new gameplay demo stuff or just new gameplay we're going to be watching here. Regardless, I'm super excited. We're actually going to go to IGN's page because that's where all the stuff is. So we're going to go there real quick because I started watching Comic Blast Keenan's video, or not. Yeah. I started watching his video, but then I stopped. I called my bro Troy because of how hyped I was, and he told me that IGN posted like an actual like gameplay reaction and also like first hands-on preview. So we're gonna watch the first gameplay reaction vid. We're gonna watch that one first, and then we're gonna watch the preview, and then we're gonna watch the rest of Caboose's video. We're gonna watch the rest of his video. That's the video I was watching, not Comic Blast King. It was Caboose's video. We're gonna watch we're gonna like start that from the beginning and watch the rest of it, just in case there's like different stuff in there. But without further ado, we're going to get into this right now. Hopefully the volume's all
What's
good.
up, everybody? Joshua Yale here with Dustin Laguerre. We are at the Spider-Man 2 preview event where we just got hands-on time with Spider-Man 2 on PS5.
Guys, let me know how it sounds.
I know you're a big combat guy. How'd you feel about the combat in the game?
I really wanted to dive into the combat.
It looks so good.
Changes. Now, the big change is the parry system.
I'm so happy.
A lot of cool gadgets and all that stuff, and you can use the Venom abilities to your advantage. But the parry system is really interesting. When a reticle turns red,
this was some of the stuff I saw from Caboose's video.
Opportunity to parry it. You have sort of this pretty big window to do that parry. It took me a little bit to get used to dodging bullets, which are also red, versus a parry. But once you get it, it feels really natural when you're supposed to be executing those. How did you feel about the combat?
Yeah, they really make you parry a lot of things. So like a lot of big heavy attacks. There's a boss fight where you must do the parry to
yes,
get the better of
First
the boss
Lizard
and stagger him a bit so you can attack him. So yeah, it did add a new dimension. It's not like the most like groundbreaking thing, but it did add another thing you have to pay attention to when you're jumping around doing cool Spider-Man fights.
Yeah, in addition to that, they also allow you to place your own web lines when you're before you get into combat.
We saw
so
this back for the PlayStation Showcase for State of Play. I can't remember what it was, but
sort of make your own path.
We saw this
this time as opposed to being locked.
I think it was for the showcase
into a situation or a beam that you're not allowed to traverse off.
Right.
Of.
I did that once, then like fell off and had to fight the whole room.
Yeah.
So I'll need a little practice before I do that. Speaking of combat, we have symbiote Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and then Miles Morales with his like electricity, like Venom shot kit. Two very different ways of fighting. How did those feel to you?
Yeah, honestly, the way it works are you hold R1 and then you press the face buttons to execute whatever you want to, or L1 and execute on the face buttons. It felt fairly samey because I used the same abilities on Peter and Miles. Sorry, not abilities, gadgets. So for the gadgets, you had your...
It looks incredible. Like, I'm so excited to rock the symbiote suit. Like so excited.
So it felt really powerful and really fun to execute all the abilities.
We're seeing stuff from the gameplay demo we saw at the showcase, and we're also seeing stuff after the fact when Peter said he's gonna go after the Lizard like by himself. So we're seeing both sequences here, and then we're also
symbiote Spider-Man because he just does these like insane like Hulk like level powers, like smashes into people. And you really get to use the symbiote in like really fun,
looks so good.
It really fulfills the power fantasy of having like Venom's powers and stuff. I thought that was really cool.
And some of the voiceover that you get when you're
the charge up. It's like a berserker moment.
Really cool. Like when you hit the thumbsticks in and he goes like Super Saiyan.
Yeah, this is like berserker.
Rage mode.
I was talking to my brother about this.
Really good, and he's like, "You want it? All right." and that's really empowering, but it also sort of lends into the narrative of how Peter is sort of losing his way as an individual, and the symbiote
Harry.
Yeah, he's way more aggressive. The voice actor is essentially doing like his Christian Bale Batman voice, but for Spider-Man as he gets more evil and evil.
Yo, Craven's goons.
I'm just here to save my friend.
Did you get to the boss fight at the end?
I did not get to the boss fight because I ended up on this side quest where I took out the 3.
Are we getting, dude? I think we are gonna get that iconic shot because where there's a church bell, there's also most likely sometimes a graveyard nearby. And if we're gonna get that most iconic shot where Kraven buries Spider-Man, I will be like, holy shit, bro. I don't know if we're gonna get that, but that looked very intense. And it looks like Kraven knows about the symbiote's weakness. So I'm excited.
Combat arenas, and then they're like, all right, you got to go do the last one. I even asked the rep, I'm like, can I just go finish the story? And they're like, no, you got to do it now. So I cleared that, but then I had interviews. I got busy.
Yeah, you did.
So, yeah.
I got to play through to the end, and it ends with not
End
to
of
get
what?
too much spoilers.
The whole
but it's
game?
essentially, what happens after what we saw in the original gameplay demo, where
Okay.
you go after the lizard. You're Peter.
That's
you're in
what
the
I
Venom
said,
suit,
yeah.
You go under the sewers. You track him down. Then you have a cool boss fight. It's weird how the lizard is this giant
He's
monster
so big.
inspired by the Shred storyline from the comics, where he gets bigger and bigger.
Oh.
Yo, that cutscene.
Because he sheds and he becomes more monstrous. But I almost felt bad for the lizard, even though he was the monster, because Peter hits him so hard with those venom tentacles. Like Peter becomes the beast, he becomes the monster. So I like that how they're playing with that. And then the lizard escapes up into the surface.
This
and you chase
is
him through the streets
incredible.
of New York City, and then it ends with Kraven
so
coming out
cool.
and makes everything go crazy. And then Lizard starts running.
This
up
is
a skyscraper,
ridiculous.
And then you web to him.
Yo,
and then
bro.
ride him, like water skis.
I
down
need this
off the
game now.
building As like debris is falling at you and stuff. And that's where it ended.
Catch the
But what a great
reflections on the
fun
glass
cinematic moment. I thought
paneling
they
of the
really
building.
Having, the
Incredible.
Players, they're treating the players to a really fun time through all these things that might normally be like a quick time event, but you get a little more control throughout them, and I had a really fun time with it.
Just before you get to the boss fight, actually, they really dive into Dr. Connors and his family life because he has a child at home. His wife and child have had to leave, and it's really a tragic boss fight that it's even taking place. And it lends into that darker storytelling that they've talked about leading up to the launch of the game. So, as a dad, I really appreciate that they're looking at the humanity of the character a lot, and they've done a great job with that, and Aunt May and all the other stories that they've hit on. But this one's really interesting. Peter's going down a dark path. You have Dr. Connors who's just trying to get back to his family, and you beat the crap.
Let's go,
out of him.
Peter. Save him.
So it's like it's a victory, but not really.
Yeah. It's very bittersweet. But yeah, they really do play into the drama.
It's
There's
crazy.
even a side quest or I guess it's a main story beat for Miles.
Come on,
where he just
Miles.
has to help out like someone in the community, and I thought, oh, this is gonna be like so cheesy. I'm not gonna care about this. And I'm telling the truth when I say I actually got a little teary-eyed at the end of it because they do such a great job of making you feel for these characters who are really going through it.
And there's a lot of fun stuff too. Like I ran into the Kinda Funny crew doing their shirtless Spider-Mans.
Oh wow!
I mean, their identities are unknown.
Oh, so you got to balance it out. Oh, that might be a hard one for me for online. Yeah, that might be hard.
We'll never know the true identity of those two.
May's return from the first game, right?
Yeah.
So final thoughts?
I'm very positive. Like, these Spider-Man games have been phenomenal. They're like a staple in PlayStation's library right now, and Spider-Man 2 is looking like it's not going to disappoint.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wasn't expecting
right when
it
I started
was.
playing, my muscle memory from the first game kicked in, and once I got used to all the new abilities and traversal, and speaking of traversal, the
Web wings.
Oh yeah,
that should be the last thing we talk about.
Yeah.
The web wings, you can now
Hit
use
triangle,
wings
and
to
that's how they
fly
open.
through New York City. I felt it was a little bit too Superman-y at some points, but eventually once I got used to like weaving in the wings.
See,
with
people
also
are
webbing,
dumb. It's like this
through
is
the
how it
city.
is.
Yeah.
in the-
I was
the
like,
comics.
there's like a
Some
rhythm you
issues.
sort of get into, and it is a fun like alternate way to fly.
Yeah, I actually really like the web wings because you get some momentum with your web swing, and then you pop those out. If you can get in the slipstream, then you kind of go to set areas in the map wherever the wind tunnels take you, and you get across that map so fast. And that also lends into the fact that this is developed for PlayStation 5 only, so you are able to go across the map.
This is
faster.
incredible.
They are
You're on the
pushing
slipstream
more
of the
at you
Kraven
faster
drone.
throughout the engine, throughout your experience in the game. So web wings, very impressive, not only because it's fun to play as, but also from a technical perspective because you can go across the
I love
city
that. That's
very
the
quickly,
AI
or just
HUD
swap on
that you're
over to
seeing that.
Miles or Peter
Sick.
instantaneously.
That is super cool. We'll end it on that note. We'll have plenty more from Destin's full official
All right.
preview. This is just our first reaction.
Let's watch this.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2 takes everything Insomniac learned from its previous 2 Spider-Man games and finds new ways to raise the bar of superhero game design. No frame is left untouched. No character model is left with subpar lighting. Simply put, after playing for 3 hours, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 looks set to continue Insomniac's winning streak.
Hey, Doc. Ready for your annual physical?
We were dropped a ways into the game on
Let's
level
go.
25 versions of Miles Morales and Peter Parker. Each is dealing with their own difficulties in life, with Peter trying to pay a mortgage and help cure his friend's disease, while Miles is simply trying to write his college essay, but spider business keeps distracting him from the task at hand.
Kraven, how many more people are on this guy's list?
Besides the personal battles being fought by Peter and Miles, there are also other factors at play that will push them further to the edge. Parker has donned the symbiote suit known as Venom, and it's affecting his personality in ways he doesn't realize.
We're going to heal the world.
And Kraven is doing everything he can to upset the peace by attacking Peter and forcing Dr. Connors to transform into an even more powerful version of his alter ego, the Lizard. The Dr. Connors storyline is particularly bittersweet, as you're really hunting down a father who wants nothing more than to return to his family, but now he'll be doing so with a few Spider-Man and Kraven inflicted injuries. This fight will actually take you across a large portion of New York City that Insomniac boasts is 2 times larger than the previous games. Taking full advantage of the
Connors
PS5,
is
Spider-Man 2
moving.
will allow you to travel across the city faster than ever,
Bro's
not only
booking.
because of the zippy new web-slinging animations, but also because of the web wings that you can access at any time with the press of the triangle button.
Yep.
Web wings are a lot of fun to use versus swinging, but they will lose momentum over time, so you will need to use your webs unless you're in a wind tunnel. The wind tunnels will let you go to specific places in the city extremely fast by flying incredibly quickly to that destination on the air currents. But in addition to all these traversal options, Insomniac showed
love
that you
that
can
throws
also
you
simply
up.
swap to Peter or Miles on the fly
Yeah, an open world.
instantaneously, a la swapping between Trevor, Franklin, and Michael in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Marvel Spider-Man 2 will introduce the ability to switch between the 2 wall crawlers in the
Which
open world.
I love.
And thanks to the power of the PlayStation 5, you
I
can
love
make that
that.
switch almost instantly.
I had the opportunity to ask the Insomniac team about how the PS5 SSD allowed them to accomplish instant travel and faster web swinging. Mike Fitzgerald, core technology director at Insomniac, clarified a few other details, including the fact that the slingshots where Peter or Miles will pull back on 2 extended webs and catapult themselves forward allows Spider-Man to travel 3 times faster than in the first game. And that characters are more detailed and lifelike that help them tell better, more nuanced stories.
Dude,
Insomniac
Miles'
also
look is
noted
really
that the
grown on
DualSense
me. I think he
controller
looks
is being used
amazing.
in some unique
That
ways.
hair is
like a
really
minigame that would
sick.
play in the reactor
Especially
that
in
will
that
force
one
you to pull
scene.
the triggers with just enough pressure to move on to the next segment. And they outlined that the audio team took the time to develop the soundscapes for missions so that 3D audio can be fully utilized. Ambisonics and positional audio were used for objects in the scene, making for a more realistic audio experience, making for clearer indications of the player versus a target location.
I'm the only one who...
More notably on the graphic side of things, Spider-Man 2 will only have 2 visual modes, visual and performance.
Okay.
The third mode was removed because no matter which you choose, ray tracing will be turned on by default. The
Let's
baseline
go.
for performance mode will be what was previously referred to as performance ray tracing mode, with a better frame rate and resolution simply because the PS5 can handle it. Fitzgerald clarifies, there's no mode in this game that has the ray tracing turned off because there's really no need for it. We figured out how to deliver what is the right
The
Spider-Man
game looks
picture
so-
and visuals, and we want to make sure every player
You think,
is
guys, New York looks so crowded now. I mean, so busy between the cars, between the people, between the boats in the ocean. Guys, I don't think we're quite prepared for how real this game looks. It looks like New York City way more than the first game did. It looks and feels lifelike. Dude, dude, even Broadway, like out in or out in state wherever I can't think of the name of it right now, but even out in I forget what it's called, but where all the screens are in Manhattan, it looks crazy. It looks real. I can't even it just looks phenomenal. This game looks so good. Yeah, I'm just excited. I'm happy right now.
seeing that. The visuals of Spider-Man 2 are impressive. The character models are more expressive when delivering their lines, resulting in more believable performances from the actors that will in turn do a better job of pulling at your heartstrings. The ray-traced reflections add more depth
Yes, I
and
said
realism
that
to the world.
in the last
Breakable
video.
environmental additions make it feel like you've succeeded in unleashing havoc in an area after a devastating combo. But my favorite improvement in Spider-Man 2 is the heavily reworked combat. Now, both Peter and Miles have a wide array of abilities and gadgets at their disposal, but more on that in a moment. While I was
I just
exploring
threw
an
them
open world,
shits
there were
back at
several
her.
different mission types to see, meaning that yet again we will have no shortage of side missions to get lost in. Personally, I will always favor the combat arenas, and I spent so much time enjoying them that I lost track of time and never got to experience the aforementioned lizard boss fight for myself. I was too busy trying to perfect my combat skills in the arena, gawking at the ray-traced reflections on everything, staring in
can't.
awe at the sheer amount of traffic,
Look.
pedestrians, and puddles in every scene, or stopping an assault in progress as it popped up on their minimap.
It looks like he's teleporting Miles,
That
and I
was the
love
best
it.
part. New York is covered in cool things to do as Spider-Man, and while I could have pursued the main storyline with my limited time, I was just having too much fun doing all the other little things that pulled my attention away.
It's like, oh, I just can't
Insomniac
get over
also
how
noted that
incredible
there will be
this
missions
game
that only
looks.
Miles or Peter can complete, so it sounds like my quest to clear the map is going to be filled with variety. But to dive into combat a bit more, the enemy density is really ramped up and will sometimes offer you a bit more of a challenge than you may expect. In Spider-Man, you could maybe get away with using your main attacks, but in Spider-Man 2, I found that more often than not, I absolutely needed to use my Venom abilities and gadgets in the combat sections. The one small critique I have is that the new not dodgeable parry indicator color is red, and that's the same color as other things you need to dodge, like a bullet from a rooftop sniper. It took a bit of getting used to, but by the end of my demo window, I was parrying and unleashing my gadgets and Venom abilities with ease.
Cool.
And before getting into combat,
The web
if you're
lines,
still on
it's
detective,
for
you
stealth.
can use web lines to traverse a battlefield, and I love the layer this adds as you're taking out enemies in the stage.
Never saw it coming.
Gadget-wise, we only had access to the web grabber, which we've seen before,
So
and
cool.
Upshot, which would attack opponents with bursts of electricity. Miles also had access to Venom abilities like Chain Lightning,
Yep.
Power Overwhelming, or the Venom Smash Jolt. Those attacks and gadgets are very easy to
Symbiote
execute
Blast,
by
that's
simply
sick.
holding L1 for Venom abilities or R1 for fast gadget access.
Symbiote
and that makes
Surge.
combat incredibly fluid. It will also force players to pick and choose the strongest combinations of 8 to pair together as you patrol the streets
Dude.
of Manhattan.
Oh,
Brooklyn,
man.
and Queens.
Like I said, I'm not touching grass
got a
for
look at
3
the
days, so
symbiote
leave me
surge.
alone.
Basically,
No one contact
Peter
me when
goes
this game
into
comes
rage
out.
mode,
Yep.
a la God of
I
War,
love this.
And wrecks everything.
Yes,
in
wreck
the
shot.
vicinity. With a
Ooh!
cooldown on it, just like Rage Mode and God of War. So after you've attacked
Yeah.
everybody for a little bit, the timer will wear out, and you'll have to rely
He's
on
going
your core abilities.
in. He put the hands.
The cherry on top of an already impressive gameplay session was when they let us get a sneak peek at some of the new costumes
Yeah.
that Peter and Miles will be able to wear when web slinging around the
DLC
city. In total,
suits, or not
Insomniac
DLC
says
suits, I
there
mean,
are 65 suits to
digital
unlock,
deluxe
and that
suits.
each has different variations, bringing the grand total to 200 different combinations you can wear. In the build, we saw Miles had a 2099 10th anniversary Borakua, an encoded suit, while Peter had the classic
It
black
does look
suit,
like the Batman
web
suit,
black
that
suit from
suit.
the Sam Raimi
I
films,
love that
Secret
black and
War, Civil
white
War suit, and
2099 suit.
apocalyptic suit available for wearing. And for the suit tech upgrades, your classic health, damage, focus, and traversal perks were available, with the latter option focusing on things like web speed with your web wings.
That's
I had
Mysterio's
high
logo,
hopes for
by the
Spider-Man
way.
2, and this preview did nothing to stifle my optimism. I cannot wait to see what the rest of Spider-Man 2 has in store. For our final thoughts, swing on back to IGN when Spider-Man 2 launches.
I'm
this
just
October.
amazed. Looks great. Looks great. Claps for Insomniac because it, wow, looks amazing. Make sure to like that. Let's go back.
What's
Let's
up,
make sure
everybody?
to like
Joshua here with
this.
Dustin Laguerre. We are
All right, cool. All right, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to ooh, what the hell is this? Oh, we've seen that. Okay, we're gonna go to Caboose's page. Yeah, right here. It popped up right away. Okay, damn. And we're gonna watch this video because, like I said, I was in the middle of watching this. His hands-on impressions, my honest thoughts on Marvel Spider-Man 2.
My hands-on impressions with Marvel Spider-Man 2 today, and a part of the time that we got to get playing the game included some stuff for the story, and they put us a couple of hours in. So if you don't want to know anything, if you don't want to hear anything regarding spoilers, this may not be
Blinded by the lights.
But if you're hyped to learn about a
Yeah,
potential
Troy.
Spider-Verse side mission, if you're excited to learn about how incredible the characterization of characters like Lizard and Kraven are in this game, well, here we go. We're gonna get into it with my hands-on impressions on Marvel Spider-Man 2. Let me just mention a huge thanks to the folks at PlayStation Canada for inviting me out, for flying me out to Los Angeles and allowing me time to get my hands on with
One day, guys. One day we will
Quite a
be
couple
there.
of
We'll be
hours. I
there.
pretty
We'll
much
be
got
able to do
see
stuff
the
like that.
entire
One
open
day.
world. At least I got to explore in free roam what was new, and that was amazing. And I also got to check out a ton of new story-related things.
This game
Let
looks
me just jump in
incredible.
right away and talk about the thing that I imagine a lot of people want to know about, and that's specifically the traversal. There was so much discourse regarding whether or not Peter has new
And he
web
does. We
animations
saw
within
yesterday.
Marvel Spider-Man 2, and that point was already proven wrong.
Yeah, we saw it
with the trailer
yesterday.
that They released yesterday, but let me just reiterate from what I played. Yes, Peter has new web swinging animations, and they are sweet. The air tricks felt fairly similar to what Miles is actually able to do that we recognize from Spider-Man Miles Morales, and a lot of those animations and air tricks are back in Marvel Spider-Man 2, but when you're just doing your normal web swinging, Peter does some crazy flips, he does some cool poses, and it's a lot of fun. Speaking of traversal, I don't want to talk in hyperbole here, okay, but I genuinely mean it. In the limited amount of time that I had with Marvel Spider-Man 2, I think right now that the web wings might be my all-time favorite traversal mechanic in any video game ever. Think about all
Yeah,
the stuff you love
I already
about the
feel
Batman
that.
Arkham Clyde.
That's
Okay,
why
you
I'm
dive
super
bombing
excited to
towards
play
the
with the
screen,
web
and then just
wings.
pulling up at the last possible second, you're pretty much skidding right above the ground. And now imagine all that fun stuff, but you're also Spider-Man. I don't know. I don't know how Insomniac did it. These guys are freaking wizards.
Yeah, they
man.
are.
I was having an absolute blast with the web wings. Those wind tunnels are placed in the perfect spots around the open world. Not to mention there are vents on top of rooftops
Dude.
that will launch you back up.
That reminds me so much, that scene right there where Miles is flying after one of Kraven's drones. You're in the drone's slipstream. You know how sick that is? That reminds me so much of GTA when I'd be playing GTA 5 and I'd be on someone's ass, literally, speeding after them in GTA, and I'm in the slipstream, and that's how I get in front of them or some shit like that. Or if you're racing in GTA 5 and you're trying to get in front, you're in someone's slipstream and you go faster. So I love that. I love how that's something you can use to go faster by using the drone slipstream. Love it.
Into the air, so then you can get a little bit more momentum with the web wings. It's just an unbelievable amount of fun. And it's a simple button press too. You're web swinging around, doing some air tricks, press triangle, boom. The web wings are out, and then you can do all your fun stuff and go right back into a web swing or into some air tricks if you'd like. There's mid-air dodges that you can do, and also if you hold down
Dude.
and then circle, he's gonna pull out the web wings and then stop himself. So if you see a random crime or maybe a collectible,
Love that.
well, you can
You get, like,
yourself
stop in midair,
and then go collect or
which
fight
is
from.
fire.
And I don't even think I need to talk about this too much, but man, this game looks pretty. My goodness, they are taking advantage of the PlayStation 5. That much is for sure. There's just something about it. When you look at the gameplay from Marvel Spider-Man 2 and then compare it with the gameplay in Spider-Man Miles Morales, even on the PS5 or Marvel Spider-Man Remastered.
Dude,
there's
that
just
fight
an
between
added layer of
Lizard is gonna be
sharpness and
crazy.
Saturation that's in Marvel Spider-Man 2 that just makes it look that much better. Not to mention the character models, the textures, the lighting, and I think particularly the nighttime setting in Marvel Spider-Man 2 looks leagues better than the way it looked in the previous two games. Rest assured, they are taking advantage of every little bit of the power that the PlayStation 5 offers with this game. You already know all the upgrades that combat's gotten in Marvel Spider-Man 2, and it's a lot of fun when
It's
you got
just
your hands on the controller.
incredible.
Bringing together your regular attacks that you recognize and you remember from the last two games, but then also mixing in those brand new special attacks that you have tied to the L1 button. It's so much fun. And what I found most interesting about that is that those special attacks aren't just going to be symbiote attacks at one point in the game. You can choose if you want some symbiote attacks and then as well some attacks with those iron arms. You can choose as well if you want to switch out all the face buttons to be attached to
Dude,
just
it just
iron
looks
arm special
incredible
attacks,
with the
just
symbiote suit.
attacks. Of course, with Miles, it's a little bit different because he has the Venom abilities, but there's a lot to explore there, and I'm very much looking forward to getting my hands on the full game to see what sort of different things you can combine, what things are best to mix and match. The Iron Arms are a lot of fun, and they're pretty powerful, and they're not too intrusive in the gameplay. The symbiote attacks, I mean, you already know, that's the power fantasy that we're looking for out of Marvel Spider-Man 2, being able to take control of that symbiote and utilize it to its fullest potential. And I think that best describes exactly what Insomniac did in this game. They pretty much nailed what it would feel like to use that power.
I love
brutal,
that.
man. It is very
I love the
some of
difference.
those attacks, you're gonna sit there
Yeah.
and say, my God,
Symbiote Surge. I love that.
So suffice to say, the symbiote suit in Marvel Spider-Man 2 is pretty
Troy,
much
this is
Another
what Troy, if you're
interesting
still
thing
in
worth
here, this
noting
is what
about
I'm
the symbiote
talking
suit, or I
about.
guess the alternate suit
Right here, I
in
think it's
general
gonna
within
pop
Marvel
up.
Spider-Man 2 is that your symbiote abilities aren't specifically tied to the symbiote suit. Essentially, the symbiote suit in Marvel Spider-Man 2 is just an alternate costume. If you want, you can use the Advanced Suit 2.0 and still use the
I
symbiote
love that.
abilities.
That is
You can, of
course.
course,
But
use
there's
the
a
Raimi
moment
suit
where
from
like
Spider-Man
there's a
3
berserker
and
mode
use the symbiote abilities.
that I
Note,
flipped
got
out
to
about.
use the Raimi suit from Spider-Man 3 with the symbiote abilities. That was awesome. And I just, in general, think that that's a really good way to do it. That way, you know, hey, if I really like the advanced suit, I don't want to lose that because it's tied to the story. That way, I can still just use the advanced suit for as long as I'd like.
I think
and
the only
still
suit I'm
get all
rocking
those
is the
super fun
symbiote suit, if I'm
abilities. Or
being
maybe, you
quite
know, I
honest.
like the symbiote suit in Spider-Man 2, but I'm not the biggest fan of the symbiote abilities, and I'd rather use what you can do with the Iron Arms. That's an option that's available.
Which
as
Iron
well.
Arms
They
is cool,
thought
though.
Of everything. Oh, and one of the really cool things that you get to do with the symbiote suit in this
This
game
is it.
that you get to have basically like a rage meter, similar to the God of War.
Yeah.
You fill up this meter, click in the thumbsticks, and
This
the
is what I
suit
wanted.
transforms.
Where
And
he
then the logo
gets it.
on the now transformed symbiote suit actually looks
This.
fairly similar to the Venom logo. And then
He
when you're
goes
this mode,
in.
it's like 2 attacks against an enemy, and then you do a crazy takedown with the symbiote, and you pretty much just go berserk. Again,
Dude.
think the rage mode from the God of War games, but
He's
now
going
implemented
in,
into
Peter.
Marvel Spider-Man 2. It's perfect. And what's really cool about it as well is that if you're just using the Advanced Suit 2.0 and then you
So
activate
happy
your
right
rage,
now.
it almost feels like, you know, you're transforming into the black suit on the fly. The alternate suits are pretty damn great in this game, and you already saw in the trailer yesterday that there
Yeah.
are plenty of suits from the previous 2 games that are returning here.
Which are cool.
The additive now is that there are color variants for the suits in this game, and that opens up Pandora's box for customization. I noticed that one of the color variants for the Advanced Suit 2.0 makes it so that the blue on the suit is actually black, so it's like a black and red advanced suit, and I know a lot of
Yes.
people are going to be very happy when they see that. But then also
'Cause
there's
yeah,
some funky
That
colors
was the complaint. A lot of people are like, well, why is it white trimming on the Advanced Suit 2.0 when we saw the story trailer, and then people were doing comparisons to like, okay, in the beginning when we got our first teaser for Marvel Spider-Man 2, it was black trimming. As we clearly saw yesterday for the I think it was for the open world of New York with Brian Entahar, when he was talking about it, he was saying that there's like 4 different options for each different suit. So clearly you could do white trimming with the advanced suit, or you could do black trimming. Honestly, that white trimming is very, very clean. I think I might be rocking with that probably a lot. But I do like the black trimming as well. So it's one of those things where I'll probably switch out here and then. But like the only suit I really care about is the symbiote suit. So I'm going to be rocking that majority of the time.
in there, and there's
Like-
some suits that maybe I wasn't the biggest fan of, but that color variant makes it pop that much more. And of course, all the other bells and whistles you're already aware of. You know, there are 3 skill trees in the game, 1 for Peter, 1 for Miles, and then the shared skill tree for both of the Spider-Men. And there's also a ton of ways that you can upgrade both of the characters, their gadgets, and so on. The open world is massive in this game, and there's an
It is.
unimaginable amount
Looks
to
crazy.
explore, considering as well the fact that it is almost double in size from the last 2 games. You're not even going to believe how much there is to see. The random crimes that I was encountering around the open world were pretty much the same from the last 2 games. There were some minor tweaks to them. The car chases were a bit different, but some of them were just, you know, your standard mugging or breaking and entering, just beat up a bunch of thugs. What's really cool about this, though, is that sometimes you'll go into a random crime that's happening, and Miles or Peter, whatever it might be, depending on which character you're
They'll show
playing as,
up.
will be there as well.
So
and fighting
sick.
the criminals alongside you. Sometimes it can get a bit messy. There's quite a few things happening on screen at once, but but when you're just attacking a guy and then it goes into a dual takedown where Peter and Miles work together, it's just unbelievably satisfying. And what caught me by surprise was a side mission where you're collecting a whole bunch of spider bots. And actually, at the event, they had some of these spider bots. You know, one of them will be like a Shocker spider bot.
Which is really
one of them
cool.
will be like a Spider-Man 2099
Or a Prowler
suit
one.
spider bot. And what I was starting to learn is this might actually be a side quest that makes Spider-Verse canon within the Marvel Spider-Man games. The animation,
Which is
of the
really
effect
cool
that
if you-
pulsates from
if
one
that's
of the
what they're
Spider-Bots
trying to
Spider-Man
say.
in the open world is very similar in the art style that we see from the Spider-Verse movies. There are some Spider-Bots that are Spider-Verse character specific. You know, there's a Penny Parker Spider-Bot, or there's a Spider-Gwen Spider-Bot, or even the Spider-Man Noir Spider-Bot actually has the fedora, you know, like
That's
how he looks
awesome.
in those movies. But beyond that, beyond the Spider-Verse, if you will, I had a conversation with Genki after I collected enough of them, where Genki said, hey, I'm trying to ping who's placing these Spider-Bots around the city, and it's saying to me here that that person is millions of miles away. Peter's like, oh, there's no way that this person is in deep space leaving these Spider-Bots around the city, so maybe they're just messing with your signal, try and figure out who it is. And then it clicked with me. That art style that's pulsating from the Spider-Bots when you see them around the city, the fact that it's from someone a million miles away, maybe it's from somebody from another dimension. Maybe it's from somebody through that Spider-Verse, if you will. I wasn't
It's so
able to
cool.
collect them all, so I don't know the resolve of this side mission, but I think it's awesome that that might end up happening. And when I played the last two Spider-Man games, I had one major nitpick, and I think honestly this was a nitpick that a lot of people had, and I
Was
feel
it
Insomniac took
Screwball?
that feedback in stride, and that was the boss battles. The last two
okay.
games kind of had the boss battle structured where you're just dodging a whole bunch and then you find an opening to attack the enemy. In Marvel Spider-Man 2, I had the chance to face off against the Lizard, and my goodness, it was one of the most engaging, enthralling, and crazy set pieces for a boss battle that I've seen
Cool.
in a long time from a game. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that there's the newly introduced parry mechanic within Marvel Spider-Man 2, but also the boss had a health bar. Thank you. Finally, I can keep track. and
Which is
see how
nice,
far
if
into
that's
the
gonna be a
fight I
thing going
am,
forward.
How close I am to beating the enemy. That's something I feel was sorely missing from the first.
Yeah,
two games.
I would
And
say,
want to
yeah,
save
it's pretty
talking about the
accurate.
story until the very end of this video, because again, minor spoilers for anybody. If you don't want to know about anything regarding the story in Marvel Spider-Man 2, now is your last chance. Okay, you guys still here?
All right. I'm gonna leave it, guys. What's up, Jamiggy? How's it going, bro? Super excited. We're watching people's thoughts on the gameplay demo for people that got to watch it or got to play it. And we also watched IGN's first hands-on experience with the demo or with the game, and then we watched a gameplay reaction from IGN. We watched that as well for the footage that we got, like the new footage that we got to see. We're watching Caboose's video right now, and he said that this is the point of the video where he's going to talk about the story of Marvel Spider-Man 2. So if you guys don't want to know anything about the story, bounce out and then bounce back. Honestly, I think after I'm done watching this video, I'm probably going to be ending stream because me and my bro Troy are going to be hanging out. So I definitely want to like get dressed and stuff. So this might be the last video we're going to be watching. But I'm glad that we covered everything of all the new footage that we saw for, you know, that they released on IGN. We covered everything, so I'm really glad about that.
The first cutscene that we got to witness when we got our hands on with this game was a cutscene between Peter and his symbiote suit confronting Kraven. And
Which
I'm
I
telling you
love.
right now, this is
Look
one
at
of
the
best
suit.
Spider-Man scenes ever. Spider-Man has a deep rogues gallery, all right? Let's not mess around here. We know that there are a lot of really cool villains that Spider-Man has faced.
Facts.
Kraven, though,
Kraven.
one of the tippy top. And his motive
Kraven's so
has
cool.
always been fairly
I love
simple.
this.
He's just a guy who wants the hunt. He wants the greatest challenge. And this confrontation that he has with Peter, it's, oh my God.
Okay, so Jamiggy, you said what villains you want to see in Spider-Man 2. Of course, Kraven is up there. That he's the one I care about the most. I love how he's about the hunt. Second villain is Venom, of course. And then I would say I am excited to see Mysterio. I don't know how much they'll do with that because I think that's going to be a lot of side mission stuff. So I don't know if we're going to get anything crazy with Mysterio, but I'm thinking, yeah, possibly, because we got a lot of crazy stuff with Taskmaster. So I would say Mysterio. Then I would say Lizard is probably the last. Lizard's cool, but I'm not too crazy for the Lizard. But I am excited to see what we do with Mysterio, but Craven's at the top, like top for me right now.
God, I cannot praise it enough. From a performance standpoint, animation, direction, writing, all of it, it's firing on all cylinders. If Craven has been your boy, if that's your favorite Spider-Man villain, this game is going
I'm
to
super
blow
excited.
your freaking mind.
That music.
And from that
Okay.
conversation with Craven, then you go into a cutscene with Peter and Harry, and you find out what.
He said, "My final hunt." I love that. I love it so much. Oh my god, I'm so happy right now. I'm thinking that guy is a fake Mysterio. I hope not. I hope we're not gonna get some like, you know, weird shit. Like, then again, you need to understand, Jimmy, which I'm pretty sure you do, is that Mysterio is just an illusionist. He's a fake. You know what I mean? He used to work with movies and shit like that, the story of Mysterio. You know what I mean? Behind the scenes with movies, and that's how he is the way he is. It's just flair. That guy says it all. Without the Mysterio mask, I'm pretty sure that is Mysterio. I don't know if they're going to be like, oh, that's a fake Mysterio. The real Mysterio is over here. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that's actually probably Mysterio. I hope we're not going to get, oh, that's not really Mysterio. He's just a troll. Oh, here's the other Mysterio. I don't want it to be like that. I want it to just be cut forward. That's Mysterio. We got to do side missions to stop him or something like that. Something like that. I just want it to be simple. Not really like too weird about it, but we'll see.
Well, at this point in the story, Harry knows that Peter is Spider-Man. Harry knows that Peter has the symbiote. And it makes me really wonder how we got to this point. Because once again, our hands-on with Marvel Spider-Man 2, they actually threw us a couple...
Roll that back. Did he just say Harry knows that Peter has the symbiote? Was he allowed to say that? So what? So wait a second. Maybe he just said it like that, like for us, like, oh, like Harry knows Spider-Man has the symbiote, but he's just saying, you know, instead of Spider-Man saying Peter, I can't tell. I think maybe Caboose might have slipped up. I don't know if he was allowed to say that because there was nothing showing from the first game that Peter was going to tell Harry he was Spider-Man. But I guess, in a way, maybe the interaction here makes me think that Harry does know Peter is Spider-Man. Maybe. I guess. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that, especially that he just gave that away. I don't know. I don't know if he was supposed to do that. I don't know if I like that. I kind of would have wished that was a surprise in the game. I don't know if he was allowed. That's a big reveal too. If, like, he's telling us that Peter's gonna tell, like, Harry knows Peter has the symbiote suit. I don't know. That's very spoiling. I don't know if he was allowed to do that.
Couple of hours into the game, so I still don't even know how Peter obtains the symbiote suit, and as well,
Chameleon, yeah, that would be cool.
Between Peter and Harry leading up to this point in the game, but it is confirmed that, well, without that symbiote, Harry is dying, and unfortunately, Kurt Connors was the guy who was treating him, and now he's the Lizard. You head over to Kurt Connors' house. You actually find out through some security cam footage that Lizard did have the lab coat. Okay, he was wearing it. It just rips off because he gets so big. You guys called it on that one. All right, I apologize. I'm just nitpicking. I get.
That's a lot. Okay, so Caboose is really going in on a lot of the game. I'm shocked they let him play that much. I am very, very shocked. I'm shocked, especially that he's. I feel like a lot of the things Caboose is saying he's not supposed to say, but we're the end this far, so fuck it, I guess.
I'm sorry. And then from there, we pretty much got to play the PlayStation Showcase demo that you saw, except it was pretty extended, and there were quite a few scenes that weren't in the actual PlayStation Showcase demo. It's pretty much similar to what Insomniac has done in the past with the marketing for their games. Just think back what they did with that E3 demo with the Sinister Six. It wasn't that different. There was just a couple of extended moments and some more to the gameplay bits of it. I feel like they just condensed it for the sake of it being marketing material. But it was just so much fun, you know, going into the sewers,
so happy
the
right
Lizard,
now,
having that boss battle take place, and then blasting out of the sewers and chasing him through the streets of New York City. All the meanwhile, Peter is starting to succumb to the effects of the symbiote and is just getting angrier. It's just so cool. I'm telling you, Marvel Spider-Man 2 has Game of the Year material written all over it.
Yeah.
It has best superhero game of all time material written all over it.
If this doesn't get Game of the Year, people are lacking.
On October 20th,
lacking.
it may honestly be the best superhero game ever made. I know
Oh, it definitely is.
things like this, I try to tell you guys, hey, keep your expectations in check. You know, don't get too overly hyped. You don't want to set massive expectations. But no, I went to this event with very, very astronomically high expectations, and I'm serious. Marvel Spider-Man 2 exceeded them tenfold. I was already
Not a
itching
surprise to me.
get my
I
hands
knew
on the
this
full
game was gonna
on
be
October
crazy.
20th, but now I'm seriously foaming at the mouth to get my hands on it next month. There's still so much to talk about. I really feel like I haven't even scratched the surface of my time with the game. There's so much that I want to tell you guys about. So we're going to continue the conversation. Lots of more videos to come. But until
Facts.
then, now let me kick it to you.
Especially with my
About the
channel, a lot
thoughts
more
in the
videos to
comment
come.
section below.
Marvel
I look
Spider-Man
forward to
2.
Marvel Spider-Man 2 even more than you.
So not a surprise. Caboose thinks it's a 10 out of 10 game for what he got to play. Not a surprise. I knew this game was going to be crazy. Like, it's not a shock to me that people are saying this about the game. Especially IGN and them and Caboose. Doesn't surprise me. IGN said some stupid shit, if you guys were in here before, about like how the web wings kind of makes you feel like too much like Superman, and I was kind of like, nah, bro, shut up, man. Like, those are people that really don't know what they're talking about. But the fact of it is that the web wings are a highlight for me of my excitement going into this game. A highlight. I'm so excited for the fast movements. You don't understand. I'm all about, you know, like, I'm a fast type of dude. Like, I love to run really fast. I love my speedsters and stuff, whether it be Dash or Flash or you know, trying to remember her name, or from Eternals, Makari. I'm all about the speedster. So the fact of it is that we get to really fly through the city of New York really, really fast between swinging and using the web wings. I'm geeking. You said, Jimmy, you said, I think Chameleon would be in Fantastic Four side quest. That'd be pretty fire. You never know what Insomniac's got cooking, because they're doing the Wolverine game as we speak. They're working on the game. You know, we might get a Fantastic Four game eventually. We could get a Daredevil game eventually. And the future is very bright with Insomniac. We've all known that, especially for the incredible work they're doing with the second Spider-Man game. It can only get crazier from here, honestly, guys. Like, this game looks phenomenal. I'm so ready. Like I said, we'll be back here on October 20th playing Marvel Spider-Man 2. I will be doing a giveaway, so keep an eye out for that. If you want to enter the giveaway on October 20th, go check out my description for that stream. It is literally up right now, and I can actually show you guys what stream it is, just in case some people have confusion. Is literally this stream right here. For that, I'm going to be doing my unboxing for the collector's edition. Hopefully the collector's edition comes on time for that stream, and then me playing Marvel Spider-Man 2. So that Friday is going to be a very busy Friday for us, guys. And I know there's going to be some people that probably won't be able to, you know, be in here for that much of the stream because they're going to be playing the game themselves. But that's the great part about this about me streaming, is that once I'm done streaming, it's going to be up here for you guys just to watch and see my experience with the game and see my reaction to me unboxing the collector's edition. And just, you know, you guys get to still see that. So I'm really glad I'm going to be doing it. Avengers game would be fire. Oh, 100% Jimmy, I agree. Like, they should have been the ones to do the Avengers game, quite honestly, because they have the Avengers Tower. So I think it is bullshit they weren't able to do the Avengers game. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But like I said, guys, super hyped about the new footage that we saw. Definitely, like I said, make sure to like the stream. Even if you come in here after I am done streaming, make sure to like the video at that point. Subscribe to the channel, put in the notification bell, because I will be doing more stuff like this when we get more footage for Marvel Spider-Man 2, or if we get another gameplay trailer, or if we get another trailer in general, or TV spot, or whatever. I will be covering it here. Or even a new photos for anything, I will be putting them up on my community tab. Even if I don't make a video or me doing a live for it, I will be posting all sorts of Marvel Spider-Man 2 stuff on my community tab, whether it be live stream or whether it be video. We're doing it here, so stay tuned. I'm actually going to be doing some more side mission stuff for Miles Morales this Sunday here on the gaming channel at 3 p.m. So stay tuned for that as well. I'm trying to do a full completion for Miles Morales, so I'm probably going to try to do that up until the game's release. But like I said, without further ado, guys, that was the stream for the new, for the people's first reactions, of course, for Marvel Spider-Man 2, for that got to play the demo. And yeah, it does not surprise me that people loved it, quite honestly. I loved what I saw from the new footage. But like I said, guys, that was the stream. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.